Hey everyone, it's David Michael. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Cheers, everyone. Um, I had a really good weekend. Like I said, I hope you did too. Um, my wife and I did something this weekend that we haven't done in a long time. We went to the flea markets today, and we have sworn off the flea markets a while ago. Um, Basically, I'll preface my finds by kind of describing the flea markets in my city really quickly, which kind of makes today's finds even more exciting for me. Okay, so the flea markets in my city, 10 years ago, they were kind of what you would think flea markets are. They're kind of like, they're little stalls and like little mini garage sales. And, I hate to use the word mom and pop type places, but that's what they were. And tons of good finds all the time. And then a few years ago, one big flea market moved into my city called the Super Flea Market, and what they did is they opened two locations, and they kind of drove everyone else out, all the little smaller flea markets. So basically, right now, um, the flea market is dominated by one company, I guess, that owns the two flea markets, and basically what's been happening over the last 5 years, it's kind of gone from the way I described it, little mini garage sales, mom and pop type places, and it's been slowly replaced with all the stalls have slowly been replaced by bootleg merchandise. And I'm not sure if this is the way it is in your city, but gone would be the vintage toy stall, and you know, there'd be many record stalls, and now there's one, and the rest have been replaced by people selling bootleg Dr. Dre beats and bootleg jeans and bootleg T-shirts and all. It's all bootleg everything now. So the attraction of going to the flea markets is not what it was at one point in life, and so we swore it off. And then this morning we woke up early enough, and we really had nothing on the agenda. I have to work tonight, so we wanted to go out and do something together. And going to the flea markets was something that we really loved doing together, because she would find her stuff and I would find my stuff, and it was a good time out. And we got to spend time together, and we haven't been married long enough to where we're sick of each other yet. It'll happen, just it's not yet. Anyways, so this morning I just out of desperation I recommended, let's try the flea market. We haven't been there in so long, and go see if it's as bad as it was last time we went. And she agreed, and we went, and we went to the kind of the big one in my city. There's a big one and there's a smaller one owned by the same company. We went to the big one, and yeah, it's the same. It's a bootleg, everything. And there's the odd mom and pop stall. They're still there, but as I was talking to them, they're moving out because they can't afford it anymore. And as they're hiking the rents up, and the traffic's lower because everyone's sick of bootleg merchandise. So what do these places do? They up the rent on these people. They can't afford it. They move out, and the only people to replace these stalls are people who sell bootleg shit. So as we're kind of walking around, finding nothing as always, there's a stall there, and it's, for lack of a better term, it's a goth stall. They sell goth clothing, and I don't know. It's like the girl behind the counter was a goth girl, and Emily Strange dolls, if you know what those are, and like I said, kind of bondage clothing, and the girl behind the counter is kind of a I'm not sure how she knew I was looking for vinyl. I think she's a regular at one of my DJ club nights, and I think we've kind of crossed paths before, and or maybe it was my wife who had mentioned it. I'm not sure, but she pointed to the floor and she goes, "Oh, there's two boxes of vinyl there." And she explains to me that she had bought this collection of records off this guy who he claims his cat got the best of them, and he didn't want to look at them. He just wanted her to buy them and get rid of them. So she got them for next to nothing, and they were $2 each. And okay, I'll look. And I looked, and you know, sure, there was some that were noticeably scratched, but she said all the vinyl was excellent, and it was. And the thing is that half of it wasn't cat scratched and wasn't damaged. And what I found was, to me, it was amazing. Um, so I'm going to show you those, and these were $2 a piece at the flea market today. Um, there was a couple I got at a different stall for, I think they were $5 each, and I'll show you those as well. So, like I said, all in all, it was a really good day today. So let's get to it. Okay. This first one I'm going to show you is I have been looking for this forever. You just don't see it on vinyl in my city. So if you're in an area of the world where you see this all the time, this won't seem amazing to you. And in fact, on eBay right now, I'm the top bidder of an auction for one of these. So I hope to God someone outbids me. So if you see this album on eBay, it's about $8 right now. Outbid me, please, because I got this for $2 today. ZZ Top Recycler. And this is one of those ones that has a little bit of slight cat marks on it. But $2, who gives a shit? The vinyl is perfect. I've been looking for this one forever. My head's in Mississippi. It's like Alone. That's the reason I wanted this album. But, you know, it's got double back from the Back to the Future. Is it 3 soundtrack? It's called Back to the Future 3. But, like I said, I've had to turn to eBay to try to find this album because you don't see it here. And there it was sitting in this box at this goth stall for $2. Like I said, vinyl's perfect. There's some metal, I mean, the metal finds I had today were all things I've been looking for forever. Here's one I'm going to test your memory if you're into metal. Kane Roberts. I had this on cassette in high school. Kane Roberts I became aware of. He was the guitar player from the Alice Cooper band for Constrictor and Raise Your Fist and Yell, and I'd seen that tour in my city. And you all know Kane, if you know Kane Roberts, he's this amped up steroid freak with that bazooka gun that shoots flames. And he, by his own admission, he was a steroid freak. And now, if you see him nowadays, he's a shriveled prune. And I kind of feel sad for the old bastard. But I don't recall his album being that terrific. It's just one of those memories from when I had it on cassette in high school. And I have no idea if it's valuable at all or what the deal is, but it was $2, and I just haven't seen this on vinyl. So Kane Roberts, I think it's just called Kane Roberts. So I have not heard this album since. And in fact, I'm looking at the back, and he's represented by Alive Enterprises, which you all know, that logo from Alice Cooper albums. I hope the camera focuses on that. It's on MCA, which Alice Cooper was at the time, so I am assuming they offered him a solo contract. And I'm going to listen to this later today for the first time since high school, and see if it ages any better. But Kane Roberts, that was there today. This one I do have, but this one is in the shrink, and the vinyl is excellent. Is Vinnie Vincent Invasion, first album. So my copy I'm going to probably pass on to a good friend of mine who I know was looking for that album. But this is in the shrink with the original price sticker. And this was in that $2 box. Not a lot of damage at all to this one. This is one of those ones where, you know, I think the guy who sold this collection was judging a few of the albums. You know, he was judging the whole box by a few of the albums he saw that were scratched to hell. I mean, there was a lot of other metal stuff that the covers were really bad, and even for $2, you know. But yeah, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. You know, Vinnie used to be in Kiss for Creatures of the Night tour, and I think he played on that album, and then he was in Lick It Up by Kiss. And the big song on this was Boys Are Gonna Rock. And a lot of you might know this, or excuse me if you know this, but by the second album, the rest of the band got sick of Vinnie, and they kicked his ass out. The label signed the rest of the band, and they went on to be called Slaughter. So there you go, a little backstory about that. Because Vinnie is absolutely... And I know Vinnie's albums are sometimes a tough listen because the guy has no self-control for guitar solos. It's just endless noodling. But once again, Kiss related, I do like Boys Are Gonna Rock. Vinnie Vincent Invasion, first album. This was a really exciting find. It's in the shrink, no damage at all. Original price stickers. Grim Reaper, Rock You to Hell. Yeah, $2 today in the shrink. I don't see no damage on that. So like I said, I think the guy kind of harshly judged his albums. He was selling for next to nothing to this goth stall. This Grim Reaper album I've never had on vinyl. I have See You in Hell. I've never had this one. I really love Grim Reaper. So if you're into metal, hopefully that you might be as excited as I am. So those were those $2 finds from the flea market today. And considering that I haven't found anything at flea markets for years, and being that I like a lot of this genre of metal, this was a very, very exciting day for me today. So I'm gonna get to my $5 finds today, and I'm gonna start with the kind of the lesser of the three. You've heard this band name several times in my videos, and you might be getting sick of this name, but the Poppy Family. Once again, Which Way You Going, Billy? Very psych influenced music. A lot of people kind of shove it in that genre. And one of my other videos, I had a greatest hits, and I'll keep this one, and I'll pass this one along. So it's very. I do come across the Poppy Family albums, as I've talked about before, but finding them in really good condition is half the battle. This one is. So Poppy Family, Where Are You Going, Billy? I'm not sure which one of the two is more exciting for me, but I'll try this one. Gentle Giant's first album. Gentle Giant's one of those prog bands you either love or hate. I've been kind of slowly acquiring Gentle Giant albums as I find them, and this is a Canadian Mercury Records copy, and I had to look on Discogs when I picked this one up. I was going to buy it regardless of $5, but once I saw the selling price on the median selling price on Discogs, seeing that it was so high, I knew this was a bargain of the century if you happen to like Gentle Giant. So this is a nice gatefold in super nice condition. So Gentle Giant's first album. At least this is what it was. I mean, and in different countries, I'm not sure. In the UK, I'm not sure if this is the way it came out. A lot of times these first albums came out and they were repackaged or alternate track sequence for the North American market. So I've not actually bothered to look. So I'm going to call this the first album. Whether it is or not. My last find. And I've never actually had an excellent condition copy of this album. I've had kind of copies. I've had the CD. I had the cassette years and years and years ago. But Patti Smith Horses, original Arista pressing. I mean, to me, that's one of the finds for a long time now. For the price, I don't even know if I should. I don't know if I really need to go on to talk about Patti Smith Horses. If you know, you know. If you don't, you need to listen to this album because it's one of the best albums you'll ever hear. So, all in all, I mean, all these things were things I needed and wanted, and this was just an added bonus. An excellent condition copy of Patti Smith Horses. And that wraps up my weekend's finds. Like I said, the finds today came out of nowhere, and that's always the best finds, is when you're going in with no expectations and you come out with what I would call gold anyways for the price. There you go. I wanted to mention that I filmed a video last night. It's a 2-part video, and it's going to get published on Wednesday morning. It's kind of something that's close to my heart. It's kind of like my top 30 albums that kind of changed everything in my life, that kind of set me on a new course of discovery for music. They're not my top 30 albums of all time. I've kind of identified 30 albums that I can look at and I can pinpoint that moment in time when I heard that album, and kind of, obviously these are all albums from my youth. When you're absorbing music like a sponge, and these are all albums I can absolutely identify that moment in time, and I can remember it like it was yesterday when I first heard that album. And you know, like I say in the video, if you watch it on Wednesday, you know, it's kind of like you're walking down the street this way and you go that way really quickly because that's what the music did to you. So part 1 and 2 are going up Wednesday morning. I've already recorded it and I've scheduled it for that day just to throw it in the middle of the week. So if you have time, you know, like I said, I've been wanting to do that video for a long time, and I broke it up into 2 videos to make it a little bit easier to watch, and it's something that's kind of close to my heart. And obviously, you are not me, so what I show you might be meaningless, but maybe there are albums that maybe have affected you as well. So if you have time Wednesday or late next week, it would mean a lot if you saw those videos, and you know, let me know what you think. But I'll wrap it up right there. I'll try to make this one pretty quick today. So I hope everyone has a really good week, and I'm going to sign off now. This is David Michael from the Vinyl Committee. Take care.